Welcome back to Exploring Shasta County History. In this segment, we are examining the Iron Mountain Mine in a little overview here. In 1865, Charles Camden located the first iron ore body upon Iron Mountain, which gave its name to the mountain, a 3,600-foot high mountain situated in West Shasta, mining district of Shasta County, California. Over the years, the property grew to obtain the Brick Flat Mine, Complex Mine, the Hornet Mine, the Little Nelly Mine, the Lost Confidence Mine, Mattie Mine, the Minnesota Mine, the Number 8 Mine, the Old Mine, and the Richmond Mine. It became a celebrated lucrative producer within this county. Camden then went into partnership with Colonel William Magee, and they eventually brought on James M. Sallee as an owner with them after Sallee located an impressive ore body of silver upon the mountain. The three owners bonded their lucrative mining property in 1884 to a Polynesian company who worked it for a short time and then returned it back to the ownership of Camden, Magee, and Sallee, who then began probing, exploratory, and ore extraction from this mining property until 1896, when the Mountain Copper Company Ltd., a British company, came in to purchase this historic mining property from them. That same year, the Mountain Copper Company Ltd. Erected a smelter at Keswick and established the Iron Mountain Railway, now known today as the Old Railroad Grade, on topography maps of the area. A 3-foot narrow-gauge railroad, which connected the mine with the Keswick smelter and the Southern Pacific Railroad tracks at Keswick. I have previously filmed this railroad grade, and it's available to view on my YouTube channel. The nearby communities of Iron Mountain, Keswick, Matheson, South Park, and Taylor came into fruition due to the mine itself. The first year of production for this mine was in 1879, and due to the lucrative output of ore it was releasing, a community sprung up called Iron Mountain. In 1885, the United States Postal Service headquarters established a post office there called the Iron Mountain Post Office, situated in the town of Iron Mountain. Yet this United States Post Office only lasted a year until it was discontinued. Additional production years included 1891 to 1892, 1896 to 1919, 1925, 1928 to 1930, 1943 to 1947, and the decade of the 1950s, into its final year of production of ore in 1962. The mining operations upon Iron Mountain came to an end in 1963. During the interim of the above production years, on August 27, 1897, the United States Postal Service headquarters at Washington, D.C. established a United States Post Office at Iron Mountain called Fielding in honor of C.W. Fielding, who was one of the directors of the Mountain Copper Company Ltd. When they appointed Frederick E. Wilson as Fielding's first postmaster. However, one newspaper article credits James J. Spelman as the first postmaster here. The local general merchandise store at Iron Mountain was owned and operated by William McKendrick, who housed the Fielding Post Office in his store. McKendrick later moved from Iron Mountain to Ingot in 1903 when the Afterthought mine was in production. He wanted to open a general merchandise store there after closing his Iron Mountain store. The Fielding United States Post Office lasted until 1903 when it was discontinued, with the mail being rerouted to Taylor because of McKendrick leaving. The year 1921 was a pivotal year when the Mountain Copper Company Ltd. Erected the Hornet mine to the Matheson aerial tramway, which is also seen in my recent YouTube videos. This contraption carried the ore to be delivered at Matheson on the Southern Pacific Railroad on the Sacramento River to be shipped to a smelter to be treated. Now known as the Richmond Mine aerial tramway on present-day topography maps of the area, it was extended to the Richmond Mine in 1953 and was sporadically operated until the 1970s. In 1922, another United States post office was established at a community called Matheson, which had sprung up near the Iron Mountain town site. It was named for James Matheson, the founder of the Mountain Copper Company, Ltd. This town site was the end of the line for the company's 2.5-mile-long ore tramway, and Matheson remained an active community until 1962, when the United States Post Office there discontinued. Both communities eventually disappeared through time, becoming ghost towns, and very little is left of them today. In 1967, it was confirmed that the Mountain Copper Company Ltd. Sold their famous mining property on Iron Mountain to the Stauffer Chemical Company, and they began prospecting and probing the historic mining property during their ownership, hoping to strike new veins within the ground. 10 years later, in 1976, a new mining outfit called Iron Mountain Incorporated purchased this historic mining property from Stauffer Chemical Company. On September 8, 1983, the Iron Mountain mine became an EPA Superfund site and is presently ranked as the third largest polluter in the state of California. In 2010, Iron Mountain Mine was labeled as a toxic hellhole by the San Francisco Gate media outlet. This video of this private property is filmed from a distance on public land on nearby Trail Number 4.